Today we're going to make tamarind rice, also known as festival rice. It's a southern Indian dish that I like to use as a side dish when I cook other Indian food. It's usually very hot. As you can see, I'm going to throw in some red chilies here in just a moment. Ingredients include mustard seeds, just a handful of skinned raw peanuts. You can also substitute dry roasted peanuts from a jar if you have those around. 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, 4 or 5 red chilies. You can also use these are dried red chilies. You can also use green chilies in the mix as well. A pinch of turmeric. This is what makes mustard yellow. It doesn't really do much to the taste. You'll notice a coloration difference if you don't use it, but it's also a good antioxidant. Chana dal. This is one of the things that you'll probably have to go to an Indian or Pakistani grocery store to pick up. Chana dal is a type of lentil. As you can see, it's yellow in color. It's a little thicker than what they call tur dal, but if you go to any Indian store, you can pick those up really easily. 2/3 cups or so of chana dal. Tamarind paste or tamarind concentrate. This is another thing that you'll have to go to one of the specialty stores for. Might be able to get this too at a Hispanic grocery store. Tamarind looks like molasses, however it is very citrusy flavored, almost like lime, and you will notice the difference that it makes in the taste of the rice. This will be mixed with about a 2/3 to 3/4 cups of water. Lemon juice of any kind. I like to use a fresh squeezed lemon. Unfortunately, I do not have any on hand, so in a pinch, lemon juice will do just fine. You just add a little bit, and the other ingredient would be salt. We're going to get started by going ahead turning up the heat here, throwing a little bit of olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom pretty much. Don't need too much there. Next, we're going to let our red chilies cook for a while. The idea is to get these almost black. You don't want them to burn, but you want the smoky flavor that the chilies are going to give you to come out. So on about a medium heat, just kind of let them cook for a while. If you don't want it as hot, go ahead and pinch out the seeds from this, because the seeds are really what adds the flavor to it, the heat, as far as the red chilies go. You can take the stems off if you'd like, or you can leave them in. Doesn't really matter. Make sure that you do put 4 to 5 large red chilies in here. They do add a smoky flavor that you'll be able to taste later on. Once these start cooking a little bit, you can also add the peanuts, and these also have to cook for a little bit, but keep an eye out. They will start to brown really quick. Once they do, you need to add everything else or reduce heat. This is where things kind of speed up a little bit. As soon as the peanuts get brown, you're going to want to start adding everything else. I've got it on a really low flame right now, so it's taking them a little bit longer than usual. The next thing we're going to add is going to be the mustard seeds. The mustard seeds are more or less an indicator that the oil is hot enough. You'll find that in a lot of Indian dishes, that the mustard seeds are there as kind of a thermometer, or another way to tell that the oil is ready to put the ingredients in, that it's not too early. They do add kind of a bitter, if you taste just one fried mustard seed, you'll get a kind of a inky taste, or like a real bitter taste. So they do add a little bit of flavor to it as well. I like to add a lot of them because I do like the taste that they add. Alright, we will go ahead and throw our mustard seeds in here. Covered in oil. Okay, we're getting our sputter. So throw these in here. Add around a little bit. This is the time when it gets really garlicky smelling in here. The garlic starts cooking. You can also add a chana dal at this time. Put those in there and let them fry. Cover them all with oil and let those cook for a few minutes. Okay, and I had to add a little bit of oil here to get everything covered. Some of it sometimes seeps into the peppers or cooks away. We'll let this. Next thing we're going to add is the tamarind and water, which you'll find right here. This is I've mixed about 2/3, 3/4 cup of warm water with tamarind concentrate. Some of it is real thick. Some of it, like the brand that I've got today, is a real thin paste, which makes it a little bit easier to mix. Some of the tougher brands takes a little bit longer, so I suggest using really hot water when you have to mix those two. And as you can see, they're starting to fry real well. So here in just a few moments we'll add the tamarind, and this is when we're going to stir in some of the other spices as well, such as the turmeric and salt. Okay, and we're going to add the tamarind water mixture. This is going to boil. At this time we can also add our spoon of turmeric, and this is going to change the color quite a bit. This is what's going to give you the real yellow coloration. As you can see, it's kind of already thickened it up a little bit and changed the color a little bit lighter. We'll also add salt, and this is the tricky part. This is where you will experiment. I'm just going to throw a little bit in here. That may be enough, it may not be. It kind of depends on the amount of tamarind and the amount of lemon juice that you use. Sometimes you need to combat the two. The salt is a fine line. There's a point where it's perfect. There's a point when it's not right, when there's not enough. There's a point when there's just right, and then very quickly you find that there's a point where there's way too much. If you have put too much in, the remedy that I've found is to use a little more lemon juice and kind of dull the saltiness. Okay, so it looks like we've come to that point pretty much, and we're not picking up any liquid, it's more just the dough. So we're going to add the rice now. And at this time we're going to pull the heat off too. It's cooked all we need it to cook, we don't want it to fry the rice itself. And if everything turned out right, it'll look something like this. Okay, so that's tamarind rice. It's good for a side dish. It's also good for a main course if you want to take it to work or something with you. You know, it's something you can eat, just heat up. I don't even like to heat it up. I like to eat it cold out of the refrigerator and stuff. So, you know, it's pretty versatile. It's plenty healthy for you. It's got plenty of antioxidants and stuff. I think you could probably leave it on the shelf for a month and it would probably kill off anything that tried to invade it. So that's the good pluses about it. So there will be more videos soon. Hope you enjoyed this one, and get the hell out of my house.